Okay, so let's look at our warm up here, or do now. So we're just looking for the length of these line segments on this number line. So we're going to start off here with line segment GH. So you can see that G is at negative 15 and H is over here at 9. So there's two different ways you could do this. You could just count, like 1, 2, 3, do it that way. That'd be fine. It's kind of a long way to do it, but the other way to do it is like this. Think about, okay, negative 15 all the way over to 9. So when you think about how far it is between negative 15 and 9. The way I would do that is think about it like this. From negative 15 to 0 is 15 units. And then from 0 to 9, obviously, is 9 units. So you have 15 from here to here, and you have 9 from here to here. So basically, if you just add those two, that'll give you the total distance between those 2 points, 15 plus 9. That should be 24 units. All right, next one for FH. So F, I was right here at 5, 6, 7, and H we already just said is at 9. So this is at 7, this is 9. So again, this one would be easy to count. It's just 1, 2 units. Or you could think about how far is it from 7 to 9. It's 2 units. So the length of FH is 2 units. All right, EC. So E is way down here at negative 26. And C is way over here at positive 26. Okay, so from here to here, from 0 down to negative 26. I mean, we never have length as being negative, but from 0 to negative 26 is 26 units. Okay, and then obviously from 0 up here to this is 26 from there to there. So it's 26 here to here, and then another 26 here to here. So the total distance between those is going to be 26 plus another 26. So basically we're doing 26 plus 26. That's going to be 52 units. So that line segment is 52 units long. All right. Sorry. Next one is EG. So E is at negative 26. G is at negative 15. So these, obviously, they don't cross over the 0, so they're just both on the negative side. So you can think about how far it is from 26 to 15, or you could count here. There's 1. Let me just do it like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 units, which, that makes sense. From 15 to 26, that is 11. All right. Now GD, G is at negative 15, D is at negative 7, 5, negative 6, negative 7. So how far is it from 7 to 15? Okay, you can think about it just from positive. From positive 7 to positive 15 is 8. It's going to be the same thing from negative 7 to negative 15. We could count it though. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units. That is 8. Okay, so the stuff we're looking at today is a lot of the same stuff we did last week. At the end of the week, there's going to be just a couple little things that we're going to add in here, but pretty much the same stuff. And of course, the first part here is just exactly like we did on the warm-up, looking for the length of these. So look at this at PS, if you can figure out how long PS is. All right, so P is at 12, and S is at 18, 19, 20, it looks like. So how far is it from 12 to 20? Okay, that is 8 units. All right, ST, so S is at 20. T is at 47, it looks like. So how far is it from 20 to 47? Okay, 27 units. All right, SQ. So S again is at 20. Q is at 66, 67, 68, 69. So from 20 to 69 is going to be 49 units. From 20 to 69 would be 40. So the way you could do that is just subtract and do 20 or 69 minus 20. That leaves 49 units there. All right, RT. R is at 36, and T is at 47. So again, I'm thinking, okay, how far is it from 36 to 47? And that is 11 units long. All right, and then on PQ, so P is at 12, Q's at 69, 70, 71, 72. Yep. Okay, so how far is it from 12 all the way to 69? So if you subtract those, that's going to give you what, 57 units? Should be 57. Yep. All right, next one. So on number 2 right here, it says that MN is 12. So from here to here is 12. NP is 19, so from here to here is 19. And we want to know the length of the whole thing from M to P. So to find the length of this whole thing, we're just adding these two. So it's going to be 12 plus 19, which is going to be 31 units. All right, the next one is asking for, well, it says MN is 43. And now this one says MP, so that's the whole distance from here to here is 107, and we're looking for NP. So what I'm going to do on this one is subtract. I'm going to take the whole of 107. I'm going to minus off 43. And what's that going to give me? 67, 64 units. All right. And then on number 4, NP is 5. MP, the whole thing is 8. So how long is MN? Obviously, that's got to be 3 units. Okay, number 5. So we're looking for the value of x here. So we're going to need to set up an equation to solve for the value of x. Okay, the way I think is best to do this is to write out this statement. So if you take AB, that's the distance from here to here. And we're going to add to that BC, which obviously is from here to here. When you add those two up, okay, AB and BC, it equals the length of the whole segment AC. All right, now what I'm going to do is just go in here and plug in the values that I know. So how long is line segment AB? And it's right there. It is 3x units long plus BC. How long is BC? Well, from here to here, BC is 5x minus 3. And then AC, the whole thing from here to here, you can see is 29 units. All right, so what we're going to do from here is we're just going to solve for x. So I need to combine like terms here. So I'm going to combine the 3x and 5x. That's going to make 8x minus 3 equals 29. And I'm going to add 3 to both sides so that this zeroes out. That leaves 8x equal to 32. Divide by 8 on both sides. That one's out. We have 1 extra x equals 32 divided by 8, which is 4. All right, so x equals 4. Now from there, I want to find out how long both of these units or these segments are. So AB is 3x. And what's keeping me from knowing exactly how long AB is I don't know the value of x, or I didn't. I do now. I know that it's 4. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that 4 and plug it in there, and there's a multiply here, so I'm going to go 3 times 4. That tells me that that segment is 12 units long. All right, for BC, I'm going to take 4 and plug it in here. So 5 times 4 is 20, and 20 minus 3 is 17. And now just to check, I could add these two up right here, like the 12 and 17, and make sure that it gives me this number right here just to make sure everything looks good. And sure enough, 12 plus 17 is 29, so that looks good. All right, on the back here at the top, Now this is going to work out the same way, but there is one thing going on here extra that we haven't really considered yet. And we're looking for the value of x. We're going to be looking for the length of these segments. But the problem is right here is it does not tell me how long line segment BC is. But there is a key word in all of this that will help me to figure this out. And so the key word in here to help me with this is this right here, is midpoint. Okay? So that right there tells me something. It doesn't mean it's just somewhere between there. When it says it's the midpoint, it means it's exactly halfway. Okay? It's exactly halfway between there. So B is exactly halfway between A and C. So I could use that fact in two different ways. I could say, okay, since B is exactly halfway, I know that AB has to be half of this whole thing. And so I could just divide that number in two right there, the 84, and what would that be, 42, and say that 4x minus 2 equals 42. That's one way you could do it. I'm going to do it the other way because the other way will help us on this problem down here also. Okay, so since B is exactly halfway between A and C, okay, it's exactly halfway between A and C. Since it's exactly halfway, what does that tell me about line segment AB and line segment BC? Okay, since it's halfway, it means that these two pieces have to be equal to each other. They're just going to be equal. So, since B is exactly halfway, and that makes AB and BC equal to each other, if AB is 4x minus 2, how long does BC have to be? Yeah, it's got to be the same thing. It's got to be 4x minus 2. Okay? And so now I'm using this idea of midpoint to be able to figure out how long BC actually is. It's got to be equal to that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is do like I did before. I'm going to say AB plus BC equals AC. And then I'm just going to plug this stuff in. So AB is 4x minus 2, BC is 4x minus 2, and AC is 84. So all I'm doing is taking this AB is 4x minus 2, BC is 4x minus 2, and AC, the whole thing, is 84. All right, and then from here, we're just going to solve for x. Combine like terms, 4x and 4x makes 8x. Negative 2 and negative 2 makes negative 4 equals 84. I'm going to add 4 to both sides. This zeroes out. 8x equals 88. Divide both sides by 8 so that this 1's out. So that leaves 1 extra, just x, and 88 divided by 8 is 11. So x equals 11. And now, from there, I want to find out the length of these two segments. So I'm going to take 11 and plug it in there. So if I plug it in there, 4 times 11 is 44. And 44 minus 2 would be 42. And BC should be the same. And, of course, all that makes sense because if you take these two numbers and add them up, it should give you that. And it does. 42 plus 42 is 84. So that all looks good. All right, next one. So number 8 is the exact same thing. Notice right here it says B is the midpoint. So B is exactly halfway. So if B is exactly halfway between A and C, then I know AB and BC are the same length. So this is 3x plus 6. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to set this up the same way. So AB plus BC equals AC. And now I'm just going to plug these values in. So AB from here to here is this length, 3x plus 6. BC is 3x plus 6. And AC is 9x. So this one's a little bit different because it has a variable here, but we're still going to, approach it the exact same way. It's just going to be a little bit more algebra to have to deal with, but not much. So, but it's the same thing. Okay, so we have 3x and 3x makes 6x. 6 and 6 makes 12. equal to 9x. Now here, I still have x's in two different places. I have x's here and x's here, so I need to get those x's together. So I'm going to take 6x from both sides. Over here, if I have 6x and I take 6x's away, that leaves no x's. That leaves 0 there, just the 12. Over here, if I have 9x's and I take 6x's away, that leaves 3x. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 3 to make that to a 1. That 1's out. 1x, or just x. 12 divided by 3 equals 4. All right, from here I'm going to take that 4 and I'm going to plug it back in. So 3 times 4 is 12, and 12 plus 6 equals 18. And then same thing right here when I plug in 4. 3 times 4 is 12, plus 6 is 18. Now one other thing that I did not put here that I should have, AC, if I take that 4 and plug it in there, 9 times 4 is 36. And so again, just to check real quick here, does that plus that equal that? And the answer is, yep, 18 plus 18 is 36. That all looks good. Okay, on this next one it says if U is between T and B, so I'm going to draw this real quick. So T, B, and it says U is between there. Okay, let me make sure. If U is between T and B. Okay. All right, it says TU is 2x, UB is 3x plus 1, and TB, the whole thing from here to here, is 21. All right, we need to find x, TU, and UB. All right, so there's not much room here. I'm just going to try to cram this in right here. So we have TU plus UB equals TB. All right. TU is 2x plus UB is 3x plus 1, and that equals TB, which is 21. All right, I'm going to combine like terms. 2x and 3x makes 5x plus 1 equals 21. Subtract 1 from both sides. That zeroes out. We get 5x equals 20. Divide both sides by 5. And 1x, or x, just equals 4. So x equals 4. Then from there, I'm going to take that 4 and plug it back in to find TU. TU is 2x, so if I take 4, plug it in right there, and for that x, 2 times 4 is 8. Then for UB, if I take the 4 and plug it in here, 3 times 4 is 12. And 12 plus 1 is 13. And then I could just ask myself, okay, 8 and 13, do those two together add up to equal 21? And yep, sure enough they do. All right, on this one, so it's the same thing. B is between U, or U is between T and B, I mean. Okay, so TU is 4x minus 1, UB is 2x minus 1, and TB is 5x. Okay, and I didn't mention it, but this is different than up here, because up here it said midpoint. Here it doesn't mention anything about U being the midpoint. It's just somewhere between there. Okay, so on this one we're going to have TU plus UB equals TB. All right, TU is 4x minus 1, UB is 2x minus 1, and TB is 5x. 4x and 2x makes 6x, negative 1 makes negative 2 equals 5x. Well, I guess we're going to do it like this. Subtract 6x from both sides. This zeroes out. This leaves negative 2x. Now over here we have 5x minus 6x, which is going to leave a negative 1x. We're going to divide both sides by negative 1 so that these negative 1's cancel to 1. And negative 2 divided by negative 1 is just 2. So x equals 2. So when I plug 2 into here, 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 minus 1 is 7 for TU. Take 2 and plug it in here. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3. Which obviously, if that's 7 and 3, that means this has to be 10, but we're just going to check. Plug 2 in here. 5 times 2 equals 10. Okay, on this last one, so this one's a little bit more difficult, so I have to think about this one a little bit more. Okay, so what we're going to do here is if you think about it, we're going to think about things that are equal to each other on this one. So if you think about it, if you take H to G, so if you take line segment HG, and then you take G to E, which is represented down here, that and that together represent the length of the whole thing, because H goes to G and then G goes to E. So that takes us all the way from H to E. So I know that from there to there and that from there to there is the equal to the whole thing. And also this right here, this blue line starts at H, goes all the way to F. So that represents that length, and then from F to E, that represents the, from, F to E. So from here to here, together with this, that also represents the length of the whole thing, okay? So here's how I'm going to do this one, is I'm going to say HG, so that's from here to here, plus GE, okay? So if you think about it, HG plus GE, that's HG plus GE, that equals the length of the whole segment. Also, if I take HF, that's from here to here, and put that together with this, that represents the length of the whole thing also, so that is FE. Okay, so that sets up an equation of a true fact that this is equal to this, because this equals the length of the whole thing, and this equals the length of the whole thing. And so now I can use what's going on in there to help me find the value of x, okay? So how long is HG? Well, HG is 13x minus 993, plus, how long is GE? And GE, right down here, is 3x minus 185, plus 3x minus 185. Now HF is right here, is 3x minus 129, okay, plus the length of FE, which is 4. The rest of those are crazy, and then that one's 4. Anyways, so that gets that set up for us. Now we're going to have to do just a little bit of algebra to find the value of x here. All right, so let's combine like terms. 13x and 3x makes 16x. Okay, negative 993 and negative 185. So I'm just going to type that in my calculator. Negative 993 minus 185. That gives negative 1178. Okay, and then over here, there's just a 3x. No x's to combine. And then negative 129 plus 4 is going to be negative 125. All right, so now we just need to get our x's together. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. Minus 3x, minus 3x. Okay, this zeroes out. This leaves 13x minus 1178 minus 125, or negative 125. All right, so now I'm going to add 1178 to both sides. So we get 13x equals 1,000. Let me just type this in. 1178 minus 125, and so that gives us 1,053. Yeah. All right, then we're going to divide both sides by 13. And 1 extra x, and 1053 divided by 13 is 81. So x equals 81. X equals 81. And this up here says find GE. So GE is represented by this expression, 3x minus 185. So I'm going to take that 81 and I'm going to plug it in right there. So it's going to be 3 times 81 minus 185. Okay, 3 times 81 minus 185. And that should be 58.